Okay, so let's unpack this. We're doing a deep dive into something that sounds, well, pretty out there. A theoretical blueprint for teleportation. But this isn't your usual sci-fi fare. Forget the big machines and flashing lights, mostly.
Yeah, what's really striking is how the source material connects seemingly totally different areas.
Yeah.
You've got theoretical physics, sure, but also consciousness studies.
Right.
And even, esoteric traditions like Kabbalah. It's a really unusual synthesis.
It really is. So our goal today, our mission, if you like, is to try and understand this pretty radical framework. It basically suggests that teleportation isn't just, physically hard right now, but might need us to completely rethink how we see reality.
Exactly. The proposal is that the actual device, so to speak, isn't really hardware. It's more about a profound internal state and understanding the operator has to reach. So yeah, get ready for some ideas that might feel really counterintuitive.
Okay, my first hurdle, honestly, is getting my head around the core idea here.
Which is?
That fundamentally, all distances across space and time equal zero. I mean, how does the blueprint even start to argue for that?
Well, it pulls concepts from areas suggesting consciousness is like infinite. But it tries to give it a kind of physical basis with something it calls symmetrics.
Symmetrics?
Yeah, the argument goes something like this. If measurement, like distance, is always relative to motion.
Okay.
And motion itself is symmetrical thinking. You falling to Earth is the same symmetrically as Earth rising to you.
Right, I see.
Then maybe every bit of space or time we perceive is actually made of equal opposite parts that cancel out. They sum to zero. Our physics, it argues, only measures one side of that symmetry.
Huh. So our familiar space and time linear A to B might be sort of an illusion on some deeper level.
That's the implication.
Okay, so if distance is fundamentally zero, how do you actually go anywhere? Is that where consciousness comes in?
Precisely. That's the next layer. The blueprint brings in quantum consciousness ideas, suggesting consciousness isn't just, a brain thing, but maybe something fundamental, linked even to quantum particles.
Kind of like how the double slit experiment seems to hint that observation something interacts at the quantum level.
Yeah, it uses that sort of thing as a conceptual stepping stone.
Yeah.
The big leap, though, is this idea that teleportation needs you to reach a state where mind is matter.
Not mind is matter, like a product of the brain.
No.
Or mind over matter, like influencing it.
No, fundamentally identical. Mind is matter.
Wow. Okay, mind is matter. That's a big shift.
Yeah.
So how does that let you teleport without, physically moving?
So this is where they introduce the mirror principle as a kind of metaphor.
Okay.
Imagine reality is like a reflection in a mirror. Your consciousness, that's the figure standing in front of it. And the physical world you see, matter, that's the reflection itself.
So if mind is matter, my internal state is both the figure and the reflection. Is that it?
In this model, yes, essentially. And the key insight they propose is you don't try to physically change the reflection.
Yeah.
You change the figure, your state of consciousness, your understanding. And if you do that, the reflection has to change to match it instantly.
Aha.
So to teleport, you consciously dissolve the reflection here and simultaneously project or manifest it over there using that zero distance idea.
You're literally consciously re-rendering your reality. Okay, what about the physics we know? Quantum mechanics. How does that fit into this reflection?
The blueprint sort of sees quantum mechanics as describing pieces of this deeper layer.
How so?
Well, superposition suggests potential to be everywhere at once, right? Entanglement hints at connections across distance that seem instant. Tunneling shows bypassing barriers. They all kind of resonate with this idea of a non-local interconnected reality where distance isn't the final word.
But wait, the huge issue with quantum effects on a large scale, like a person, is decoherence, right? Things falling apart. How does this blueprint deal with keeping a whole person coherent?
It suggests that consciousness itself, the operator's mind, specifically in that mind is matter state, is what provides the stability. It's the key to maintaining that macroscopic entanglement, preventing decoherence while you re-render the reflection. Your focused awareness holds it together.
And this connects to ideas from people like John Wheeler. His one-electron universe idea kind of echoes that zero space-time thing. Or consciousness researchers like Fred Alan Wolf.
Exactly. It draws parallels with modern scientific thinking that seems to, maybe unintentionally, echo some of these much older, more mystical ideas about unity and consciousness being active.
And it also brings in conscious intent and Hafton's esoteric stuff like Kabbalah, seeing using those specific archetypes or energies as maybe conceptual tools.
Yes, sort of conceptual keys or catalysts. The idea is the operator might use these abstract principles, align with them, to help focus and direct that re-rendering process within the mind-matter state, like navigating or bridging the perceived separation. It's about focusing intent.
Okay, so wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway? This blueprint basically argues teleportation isn't about physical travel at all. It's a conscious re-rendering of reality. And that's possible because fundamentally all distances are zero. And it's achieved by reaching a state where consciousnesses matter.
Exactly. It shifts the focus. It's less about building, a better engine or faster ship, and more about achieving a profound internal state.
An internal transformation.
Yeah, where you can interact directly with the quantum fabric of reality. And maybe, just maybe, overcome problems like decoherence through the stability of your own conscious focus.
Which leaves us with a pretty significant question directed at you listening. If consciousness is as fundamental and active in shaping reality as this blueprint suggests, then how much potential is just sitting there dormant within our own awareness? Potential to interact with the universe in ways we currently think are just impossible. Makes you think.